Me, I had told Jules that I was attracted to him first.
Yeah. How am I supposed to? What am I supposed to do?
This is my friend. This is my friend.
Who said first?
Yeah, who said first?
Yeah.
And I said first.
She said first, but
But
it's
the
Julia
guy
who
likes
brought
me.
the guy. Me, it's the one who you. If you brought the guy, you leave Julia and the guy to go through what they're going through. Then if he says me, I'm attracted to Joanne. Yeah, it's that agent. It's if nimeleta home to hapa, is mine.
Hi guys, welcome to our channel.
Guys, we are so excited. Welcome to another episode of Over 25. Hey! As you can see, we have been graced by the presence of two beautiful, amazing, smart, ambitious, driven women.
Wow.
But then this is due to public demand. We see the comments in our comment section. Do you guys see the comments in your comment section?
24/7.
Yeah. Let us not assume that people know who you are. I will allow our beautiful guests to introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Lydia KM. I'm a content creator. Yeah, I'm a content creator and I'm one half of TMI podcast KE.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I'm Murugi Munyi and I am a content creator as well and social media influencer and a podcaster. The other half of TMI podcast.
Thank you so much for making time to come to our set today. Let me start here because I started last time. Also, a quick introduction to who we are.
Jules _her, aka Julia Gaido. You can also find me on my tiny little channel on YouTube.
Good. My name is Ivy, just Ivy, aka Miss Money Monday. Yeah.
You can call me Shiki, and you can find me on Instagram as Miss Tiramisu.
I am Lonzi Gatabaki.
Oh, done. And together we are over 25. All right. Okay, so if this is your first time here, please remember to subscribe to our channel. We post amazing, amazing stuff to do with women, chit-chat, lifestyle, fashion. Once every blue moon, we do post a vlog here and there. If you're into travel or if you're a travel company, please take us somewhere. Take us somewhere.
All of us.
In fact, this might be a new business. Take us somewhere. Please take us somewhere. After you subscribe, hit the notification button so that you get alerted every time we do upload an episode. And I think that's about it. Today, my friend, so we really brainstormed. If we have the great TMI on our channel, what do we talk about? So we figured, okay, so the four of us have been friends for years, cumulatively probably around 20 years. And TMI, also, Murugi or Joanne, I actually call her Joanne, I don't call her Murugi. Joanne and Lydia have also been friends. The other similarity is that we are in the business of friendship. Rather, our friendship is the business. Over 25. So is TMI.
That's true.
Yeah, because your chemistry and your history, your tapestry, I think is what makes TMI really truly what it is. And even before we get to exactly what it is we're talking about, how did you guys become friends?
Yeah.
So, do you want to go first, darling?
So cute.
So we met on the set of a TV show that we both were co-hosts on, yeah? So she worked there, it's a talk show, so she worked there, then I joined, and then we became friends there. We actually weren't that close when we were on the show itself.
Yeah, we're just okay.
You were just okay, we're just like, yeah, I mean, she's cool, she's alright. And then after I left, and then she also left, is when now, I think afterwards, now we became closer.
And I don't know why.
Yeah, how come?
Yeah, but also when we met, she was pregnant with her gorgeous baby Tana. So you had a lot going on.
Yeah, my life
you
was
know,
just so chaotic at that time.
and it was very different. I think I was newly single, so I mean, our lives were like.
Yeah, you couldn't even imagine a world where you could be my friend.
And look at us now.
Yeah.
So that's how we met.
Beautiful, because it's natural. I think if people are forcing a friendship, it's very easy to tell that this is forced. And
Yeah.
you can tell that this is not
It's been
forced.
3 years now. Is it 3 years?
Wow. It's coming to 4.
Coming to 4.
Yeah. I know.
That's so cute. Yeah.
They look like a lover in the eyes. Like
You guys look so good, by the way.
Thank you.
I like this brand that you guys are representing. So you guys have seen from the topic that we are discussing friendships, expectations versus realities, right? What is it that you feel that you would have probably bonded with a friend that it didn't work? What is it that you thought a friend would support you on, but they really didn't? Even just going back to how TMI, Murugi, Joanne and Lydia met. You would have thought that they click like this, because seeing them right now, I thought they click like this, but maybe not necessarily. That was the expectation, but the reality was different. So because we have guests, we have to, show some respect. Yeah, our culture, we're respectful. So I want Lydia or Joanne to start in terms of what are expectations you guys have with friendships, whether it's this friendship here or other friendschips, even platonic stroke or not. But if it's not platonic, is it a friendship? I don't know. Versus reality, and then we take it from there.
So when we were having this conversation about what we're going to say, we were like, I hope it's not about us. Maybe we over-romanticize our friendship, but
we don't feel like
we don't have anything that we expected of each other. And then when we came to reality, we were just like, oh my God, how do we deal with that? In business, in our connection, in the way we handle things, I think we're quite similar with so many things. So that one was like, I think with
I
us.
have a couple though.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That would be strong.
Okay, great. Even for me in business, what I expected you to be, you've been. But anyway, she'll share hers. One of the things I would say maybe in general is that we expect that we're going to grow at the same pace as our friends, right? So like you guys are saying you've been friends maybe for 20 odd years. You expect like, okay, you start in high school together, then you get your jobs together, then you'll be making money, you'll be traveling together. Everyone always dreams about that traveling together. And then you get married or whatever the choices people want to make. You just feel like it will all pan out, right? But obviously it doesn't. Even looking at the friendships I have from people in uni, I mean, you couldn't even imagine that we were ever friends because our lives trajectory has been so different. So I feel like that's a very common expectation, and the reality is also just as commonly very not the case.
Exactly. Wasn't there a time that I don't know if it was you or if it was one of our other friends who used to be on the talk show with, who said that they had to mute me for a while? Was it you who muted me?
It was you who muted you. Yeah, it was me who muted you.
It was her who muted me.
Yeah.
Because she was going through a season in her life. Can I share?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
I mean, we're sharers.
She was going she was going through a season in her life where like I think you're transitioning from quitting her job, and it's like her life was kind of like moving a bit slower at that particular season because she's gone from like this high
stood still.
stress. Exactly. It had stood still. I was trying to say it in a more palatable way.
No.
Yeah. And so every day waking up and seeing that Murugi has already put up 28 Insta stories, and she's already dropped all her kids in school. She's already at this place. She's had this meeting. She just like she couldn't like
11 a.m. You're rising.
I need to, exactly 11 a.m. You're rising.
You're rising.
The billionaire you
What are you doing? What are you doing? What
Yeah.
content are you creating?
Yeah.
Nothing.
So she had to mute me for a while because it was a trigger for her. And I
Yeah.
had to understand that. She only told me though after like
of
way
course.
after.
Way
But it's
after.
like obviously that's one of the things that you have to understand is like sometimes other people are doing things and you still have to be there and clap for them because
because you're a good friend as
you're a good
well.
friend.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
And I think the muting is just like a personal boundary, right?
Yeah.
Even Nate told me that she muted me some other time like this. It's fine.
5 a.m.
Yeah, the 5 a.m.
You don't need it.
because you don't want to taint your friendship with ill feelings, with negativity, right? So what you need to do is protect yourself so that you're able to consume from a place of, oh, I feel good today, let me consume, so that you're not projecting your stuff on your friends. I feel like that's a healthy boundary, and I feel like even with people, if you're going through something really difficult, like how maybe sometimes people say someone, like maybe Kourtney Kardashian who gives birth like that, and then maybe Khloe was struggling or Kim was, you have to manage how you guys get space to both feel safe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
I love that. I do the same thing, but not as maybe I haven't gone that far.
Yeah.
But I'll consciously try and avoid certain conversations with my friends.
Oh, based on what?
Based on what you're saying, the season.
Yeah.
For example, if earlier we were shooting and I was saying that I have slight money moods, it's something that we coined, like when you're feeling like things are, like you're feeling some way and it's financial.
Yeah.
So if I'm having money moods, of course I don't want to hear how much Lorna has spent on her new car. So I will not. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, so tell me more about. And it's for your own sanity because you don't want to get to that point where you're feeling, ugh, she's gonna tell me about her new car again. You still want to be a good friend.
That
so
feeling
I think it's a
becomes
healthy boundary.
There is something which I've also found that could be a bit of a balance. I've found to expect that we are not going to be the same. So the more I'm learning that we are not going to be in the same scenario, the more I can come and be excited about my, I don't know, my 10K situation, and we all need to celebrate. And when you come with your 1 million, I can also celebrate, right? And also even you who's with the 1 million, you need to be just excited about my 20K, you know? Yeah, so celebrating my...
exciting.
Huh?
Even if it's not exciting.
To you,
Yeah.
you make space for this other person. So when I get married, you'll be excited, right?
Yes, you're excited.
Yeah, just because you've been married doesn't mean you can't be excited for me.
Yeah, I guess so.
She's working on it. She's working on it. But yeah, I think that's a good space to be in. Like wherever stage everyone's in, it's celebrated from a place of your trajectory, not what's measured to mine.
Compared to
Yeah.
I think also what the difference is that right now, social media has made that worse because you're constantly seeing what people are doing with their lives. If you think during maybe, you know, when we were growing up, by the time you see your cousins, it's been maybe like 1 or 2 months. You don't know that they've gone on holiday, they've bought a new car, they've gotten a new bicycle, they've done, you know what I mean? But now everything is in your face. So you really have to manage your ego a lot if you're on social media.
Yeah.
But I think also it's good for if you notice a friend has maybe not been commenting on your stuff or whatever, maybe they've muted you. Don't go like, hey, nowadays you don't support me. No, you don't. Maybe you don't know they've muted you, or maybe that's the point to have the conversation. And that's usually now when you know the kind of relationship you have with somebody and the kind of emotional maturity the both of you can foster in that friendship if you can actually talk about these things, because there's a reason why you were able to tell her that you muted her after and not when you were muting her.
Because I think I would ask someone.
Not
I don't feel like I
for
would
you to ask, but for her to tell you.
Yeah,
Like now at the beginning, you know, it's like maybe these are the conversations we need to have so that it's normal. If somebody say like, guys, I'm just having a moment. I've muted you. Please don't get offended. Like it's not like, hey, now I've been muted here. So you know, not everything is a point of contention or drama or now let's measure. Let's measure, you know. Yeah, because everyone is on such different paths in life. And when you're talking about that, for me, I'm the perfect example. All my friends are in relationships. Everyone has kids or married or something that I'm not.
Right.
You see. So, but I have to make that conscious decision for that shit not to trigger me. Like that, right now it doesn't, because I feel like these are my sisters. I don't feel unsafe. But you see, there are some friends who you're close, but you're not as so some things you know, you're just like, oh, okay, I'm going to a party, I'm the single one alone again. I'm going to exactly. I'm going home by myself. Everyone is like, oh, sorry, I can't make it because tomorrow we're going to church, tomorrow we're going for vaccine, tomorrow we're going for you know, that's my life. That's my life. Like even when I want to go on an impromptu holiday, I was telling Akina Shiko, I can't call them.
Imagine.
I want to go to Nanyuki on Saturday. Hey, you didn't even tell us, bitch. If I told you, you'd have given me 500 excuses.
Joe says she wants the invite to be able to say no.
But I don't want to be told no.
Oh really? Oh me. I'm first of all, actually, I don't even counter in my plans. So I just ask her. So when she sees me out, she doesn't feel like I did ask. But I know she's not going to say yes.
Yeah, would you also rather not be invited so that you, or would you rather be invited so that you say no? I guess we
yes,
think about it from that
actually,
perspective.
when I think about it from that perspective, I'd rather be told.
Once in a while, you might be able to.
Maybe.
I mean, 10%
on holiday in their grandparents.
Maybe it's different for you as well, because I guess you guys have kind of grown up together, whereas with me, I found Joe with 2 kids. And a half coming. And then, so her life has always been that way. So even the things I expect from her, my expectations in this friendship are very different from maybe one of my single friends. Maybe it was harder for me and Naomi because I met her single. She was my let's go. And then she became a mom. That was a harder adjustment than this one who's always...
I've had to bond with other people outside my group for my own emotional well-being, my nigga. Because I can't just be, and then I also don't want to only go for baby showers, and not in a bad way, guys, but like, you know, like one of my really good friends, she's, you know, now she's married, whatever, she's on a different path, but she was not on that path just the other day. So I told her, please don't be inviting me for baby showers now. And imagine she's invited me. I said it as a joke, but then now she's invited me for a baby shower, but I'll go. But you know, I'm like, you see, now I'm like, when I go to these things, I'm just like, I don't know. I can't relate. Like, people are sharing pictures of, when you guys are sharing pictures of all your kids in the group, all I can do is share a picture of Wema. And that's like once in a while because I'm not with her all the time. So sometimes I don't comment because I'm like, maybe I'm also just feeling away. I'm just like, okay, I'm not in this. I don't fit in.
That actually was one of my other points, which is almost related to that one, is how you expect that, sometimes you might expect that because Lydia is my friend and she loves me, that she'll always be able to be there for me in all my life situations. But because she's not a mom, because she's not married, there are some things that maybe I might be experiencing, which because she's my closest friend, I'll want to come and tell her about it and like get advice or whatever. But sometimes I can't because like, what are you going to tell me about my baby having colic? Yeah, how will you help me? Yeah. Oh God. Oh my. Oh my. That's it. Then now it's just like, I mean, you know, so sometimes you might expect that, but they can only support you to the extent that they know how to support you, right?
Yeah. To be honest, and guess what? There are some things you right now. What we're just talking about in my house now. What you're going through? What happened today?
What happened to me today?
What happened to you today?
Oh, yes.
Guess what? I'm not in those shoes.
Yeah.
But you don't keep that from me because of it. So
Yeah.
I get I might not be able to tell you, okay, give her water of this. I don't know, whatever happened.
No, you just come for empathy.
Yes,
Like
I come for support more than anything. Yeah.
Okay, hey, take us back because so Lorna, you had something to say to this point. Then we can contribute to what Murugi is saying.
Oh, I was saying that, Julia, I think we are lucky enough to have such a healthy relationship in that aspect because there are people who, let's say you being the single one, like they have friends who will throw it in your face, you know, and badly. Like they'd always like maybe, for example, mention, Julia, why can't you find someone, you know, or why? And that's why I'm single. Yeah, that's why I'm single. You see, because there are people, that's their reality. Their expectation is so different from their reality because they have these toxic kind of friends and they are struggling. So I think we are lucky to have that kind of relationship that we have because, friendships are difficult out there. Yeah.
Okay, two things. First, I am shook that friends can meet friends. I didn't know that I have that option. I was like, you know, I'm like, we move together, we die together. I was like, I've never thought that that's something I can do. I'm just like, if you're succeeding, I'm here, I'm clapping. I've never, so I'm like, I don't know if I'm broken. I'm like, wow. I'm like, oh, so you can mute these conversations and, you know, remove yourself in a healthy way without it affecting, you know, your friendship and that thing. And then the other thing I also want to tell like our audience and even people watching, when Julia said especially social media, this is something that Jay-Z is known to say, that people emulate the end result without understanding the process. So by the time you're seeing this person has bought a new car and they have a house, they're not telling you how many loans they're paying back, the tears that they've shed, you know, the anxiety that they went through. So always try as much as possible not to look at the end result without trying to understand the process that someone has gone through. Okay.
This is to add to what Joanne had said. Does it matter?
Either is fine.
Okay. Because there is ping pong between the two. To add to what you are saying about somebody, I mean, the expectation being that they will be there for you all the time. I think also another thing that you need to remember is somebody might not have the capacity to be there for you all the time. So even if I can relate to your situation, maybe I have my own shit that's happening that does not allow me to accommodate yours plus mine. My bandwidth.
Because you're already in your own fire.
Exactly. As in, I love you, but if I transfer my bandwidth to you, I'm left with an empty cup.
That's it.
And how do you communicate that? Like, how do you communicate? I need you, and then the person says, I can't be there for you. How do you communicate that?
I don't think I've ever done it clearly. Okay, with Ivy, I have such that like if we're talking and she's like, let's hook up, I'll tell her right now is not a good time. I will not be good company. If she's like, let me pass by, tell her no, it's not a good time. But aside from that, I just remove myself. Like the introvert in me really works perfectly for such times, because if I'm just in the house for 2 weeks, it won't be looked at like, is she cool?
Exactly.
Yeah, because I am a homebody. It is who I am. So I just quietly remove myself. If we're talking on WhatsApp, I just won't comment. Then I'll take that time.
I've done that before, but like not emotionally, like I can't be there for you emotionally, but I've done that before for someone financially. So there's this friend who I used to loan her money all the time because she just used to find herself in this situation. So I would frequently loan her, there's a 30K here, a 50K here, whatever. Yeah, and then now, but she always used to pay back. It's not until like, you see, it's not until just going. Then so this one time she came and she told me, she's like, oh, by the way, you know, there's this thing that I want to start and everything. So it was something like 70K. And we had reached a point in our friendship where she always knew I would always have the money to give her. So it was very just like, oh, by the way, this is what I need it for. And so I had to tell her, oh, actually, no, I can't loan you the money. And it wasn't that I didn't have it, it's just that I didn't want to loan it to her. But it made things in our friendship very awkward, very, very awkward, because now I didn't want to start having to explain at it's because, you know, now I've been feeling, I just said, no, I can't. That was it. And it became awkward. But I feel like depending on what kind of friendship you guys have, someone should be able to understand that maybe I'm not able to, just to be able to take no for an answer. You should be able to take no for an answer in any friendship.
I would add to that the way I think about it when it comes to my friend is whose house is more on fire.
Yeah, she always says
right?
that.
I always say that. So if Joe's fire is Joe's house is on fire, I tend to always find some emotional bandwidth to be able to give something to her because I know she's the one who's struggling the most, or she's the one who's going through something that's like either urgent, time sensitive, or just like very difficult, right? I always find some gap in me somehow to meet her there. But once your house slows down, I can just be like, okay, now that yours is a bit down, this is what I'm going through, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's rare you will find that someone has a situation that's years on. Yeah. It's usually momentary, especially with something urgent. So I feel like I can dig somewhere in me to be present, but once that slows down, I'll then be able to be like, okay, girl, now this is what I'm going
You're actually
through.
really good at doing that.
Yeah, I do
Like
that.
there was a time I was going through a social media shitstorm. Shitstorm. I've been in there. I stay in shitstorms on social media. And I remember we were having a whole dinner about it, a stew water. At the end is when you're like, oh, by the way, even me, I'm going through some things. And I was like, oh, even you have your issues. But the whole thing was like, my fire was like, hers is like, I mean, you know, it's a little
We can
spark
manage.
here and
Yeah.
there. Exactly.
So now the way you said you're always going through a social media shitstorm, and I don't know if this is maybe a question to Lydia, and of course you're free to answer it. Or I don't know what I'm asking. How do you handle a friend who's constantly on fire? Is that, and I'm not saying you are, but is that a thing? Like this babe or this dude is constantly
They only call you when things are. You're their anchor and always their anchor. Because you get tired, then you can't say no to somebody and you see they're suffering. But still like, bruh,
Joe's shitstorm is more from a place of, number one, I feel like sometimes it's unnecessary. You know, if it's like, you know, you're constantly provoking people and whatever, like we've had this conversation before about like the responsibility you have to have your platform. There's a particular way you want to address things that it's not you're constantly just kind of just poking at people, right?
Yeah.
I think majority of your shitstorm sometimes just comes from like, oh God, now
I was just sleepy.
You were just sleeping.
And I've woken up and I'm divorcing my husband. I'm just like,
on TikTok. People are very unnecessary.
Yeah.
I understood everything you were saying. If it was that, okay, so there's this thing on TikTok she posted where she was like, guys, what's the biggest character development you've gone through with your nanny? Her nanny was pregnant for 9 months and told her on the day of her due date, I'm telling you because you're exact. I was pissed off because I'm a person who also has someone in my care. It's about your health or your safety or whatever. If anything happened to you in my house and you're not telling me, it's just, I mean, come on. I felt like it's not responsible. You take care of my children. I don't care. Get pregnant, but communicate. Let me take you to clinic. I deal with my nanny's hospital bills all the time anyway. And me, when I get a nanny, I always say you're a part of my family, which is why we call you auntie. Auntie who? Auntie, you're a part of my family. So I understood where you're coming from. I was just like, oh my God. Anyway,
see, those are the storms we find ourselves in. Just like now, they are committed to misunderstanding me.
Episode discussing social media and shitstorms. And the Pandora's box that social media is. Like there's the good side, but there's this thing, it's like you're a duck. What do you call it? Like a standing duck?
sitting duck.
A sitting duck.
I feel anyway with the fires, it's like this is Joe's means so much to me. There's not anything really that could happen on social media that would even shake anything. It's just like tunavumilia,
Tunavumilia,
we
laugh together.
hold together, and then we move. It doesn't affect this at all.
I think even for us, we've learned. I don't know if we've learned. Sometimes I remember the last shitstorm, I think, was Lorna's, and you text us in the group. You're like, okay, this is happening. By the way, FYI, I want you guys to know I'm okay.
But you see, also, I feel like it depends also what is the constant storm. If it's that every month we are having a pregnancy scare,
As you said. Oh yeah, I've been pregnant so many times.
no.
Yeah.
I'm not.
They're
That we are
holding
not
you
doing. Every
together.
month we are taking you for an abortion. Another month it's P2. Another month it's what? That one is toxic.
Tolerating like constant crap from a relationship, which is always draining. The conversations we are having, they're no longer productive. It depends. If it's something that's coming into my own space that it's affecting even what we are about, that becomes problematic eventually. But it's just like if it's just over there, it's just noise. All that is noise. You know when you turn off your phone,
Then where is
silence
it?
doesn't exist.
Oh, I get that. And back to John's point of you expect that your friends will be there with you throughout. That hit me hardest at motherhood. You expect everyone will be there for your child's birthday. You expect they'll come with a gift. You expect they'll call you to find out how you are doing. You'll expect they'll come and visit often. Hey, my friend. My friend. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. And what I learned to realize, the first few months I would catch a feeling. I'm like, guys, I've had fucking twins. Where the fuck are my friends? But then I was like, okay, people have their own lives. It's fine. And nowadays, I don't care. I'm like, okay, whether you do it or not, imagine I'm easy. So I've learned to lower my expectations from my friends in some of these things.
And something that we even tell our friends so that they know to expect that. Because guys' lives don't stop because you had a child.
You guys have warned us before.
Yeah.
Like, people don't visit you the way you think they will.
They would.
They would.
Exactly.
And even
the expectation that you have on your spouse, for example,
Yeah.
on your friend, your spouse has to be there.
Yeah.
He has to be there throughout that. But your friend, I don't know.
From the one who doesn't have kids, I guess, the way I would say is that there's something that switches when you become a mom that, by the way, hasn't switched with me. So there's a sense of urgency about what's important to you. Like all of these things become so big all at once for you. And I have to take cues from you about how I'm going to navigate. You understand? So whereas before we could go like, I don't know, 6 months without seeing each other. That's not a big deal. But now that you're a mom, you want to be visited more. Whereas for me, it's just like, my friend is still my friend. I mean, we can go a year without seeing each other. So you have to kind of learn those cues and understand or, kind of push yourself along this journey because it's very drastic on your end, but I'm standing where you left me, you know? So it's I think it's something we've got to work on.
That's what was sorry, go ahead.
I was saying, don't you think, Ivy, even for you right now, it's going to be different? So, for example, if I get pregnant, you know now that I will face this thing. So you as my friend, since mine will be like more urgent sometimes, like you realize maybe I need help, don't you think that now, since you'll want to help me more and you'll be more present in my life? Or do you still think that in that situation, even if your life is moving on and mine is moving on, and I will still suffer the same?
Wanting to help you and having the ability to. Because if you get pregnant, my kids are still there. My problems are still there. Wanting to be there for you and having the capability and ability to be there are very, very different. I will want to, definitely. But my life still generally moves on. And I think, I understand that now more.
But I think definitely, I mean, obviously, because she's gone through it, exactly, I already know kind of the things that you would want. But also, people experience motherhood differently. Like me, when I had my kids, I didn't want to be visited by anyone. I was like, why you come to the house? You're adding for me now. On top of taking care of my kids, I have to even talk to you now. Please, don't even come. Then there are others who really want other people in their space to be able to help them kind of thing. I think whoever is going through any major life change has a responsibility to tell their friends what is important to them. I can come and tell Lydia, like, okay, it's fine that you didn't come to my house last month, but next month is Ethan's birthday. It's important to me that you be there. Okay? So that at least, because how is she going to know? She's not had a son, So they know this would be nice for you to do this, but this one is really, really important for me that you be there.
That's actually so good. The expectation of a friendship is that they know what it is that you want and what you need and what you're going through. But the reality is you have to say this. I'm always saying you have to communicate even your boundaries with your friends. Like, wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
And we still learn, even especially on this set, we learn boundaries
Every
every episode.
Even us on ours.
Her, she set a boundary on, like, we're recording. She said, I have a boundary.
Then she started crying.
Yeah.
I
Well,
will start crying.
probably.
Oh, babe. But yeah, but you see that boundary is a boundary that I set, which you would never have known if I didn't tell you, right?
Definitely
Yeah,
not.
exactly.
Definitely not. Okay, so the boundary is that I used to back in the dark days. I used to over dramatize how many kids she has,
Yeah.
but that's because generally we exaggerate.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's joke. Yeah,
Like,
just
oh
that's
my
how
God, you're 87 kids.
Yeah.
That you whatever. And
But then
87.
And funny enough, my exaggeration used to be from a place of like this is something that we can laugh
Yeah,
together
you can laugh
about
because
it.
you have so much responsibility.
Yeah,
and you
whatever.
know,
Whereas she felt that because I was over dramatizing it was making her feel like our lives are so different, and that's like there's this thing that makes us too far apart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, whereas I thought it was making us more like, mom,
And I was
let's
like,
laugh.
no.
And she wasn't feeling that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
So how would I ever have known if she didn't
If
say
I didn't
she
say
tell
it,
me?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now she only refers to my kids as 3, as they are.
Right number.
Only. But this boundary, by the way, is apparently it's only to me because
It's only
somebody
to you,
definitely
yeah.
told you that you had 8 kids, and
Yeah.
she didn't even bat an eyelid.
Yeah, because now I'm about to start having some conversation with someone on the street. Like, oh, by the way, makes me feel
But
bad.
when we are recording,
Because I'm with you all the time.
Oh,
You see, yours is different.
Friendship.
Yeah.
That was not a friendship.
Yeah, that one is just an acquaintance.
Yeah.
It is a friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys are like the representation of. Have you guys ever seen how I don't know what it is? I don't know who says it. A person in 2 years can make you feel the same way a person in 10 years. It's not about the time, it's about the character. I feel like you guys have had a short friendship, but it's like you guys have been friends for 50 years.
It feels that way,
So
right?
like us who've cultivated a friendship for so
long.
many years. Yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
like
I
you've
feel
been
like your characters were
Yeah.
meant to
And for
to
us,
meet.
I feel like we really got to know each other for real when we started to do over 25.
Yeah.
Because we've been friends all this time, but it's like just birthday, party, we're in school, like there's other things, there's the fluff of life. Stuff of life that you're in school, so that's what's like that's the guiding force.
Yeah.
You know, but then now when you start to discuss things, boundaries, money, you're like, you mean this is how you feel about these things? You know, and that's the difference between meeting in adulthood as friends. You're more intentional than being friends from when you're kids, because you're still learning these boundaries. So you don't even know that there's a space to have this discussion because it's never existed. Do you know what I mean? But when you meet somebody when you're older, it's like we kind of understand certain things.
And you can already tell the people who you vibe with. The ones who you don't, you're not forcing it. It's just like, no, we can't. Yeah, exactly.
Even if you change now and you're not my vibe, I have to figure out.
Yeah, we have history. We have a lot of history.
It's like we cannot. There's too much.
Yeah,
There's
there's
too
too
like I
much.
can't. You know. Yeah. We just have to.
The older you get, I feel like the more you choose your friends. So you're actually only around people who are just like, this makes sense. And that might be why people are always asking us, do we fight? What kind of troubles do we have? Whereas because it feels so intentional and like I am selecting this one person to do this with, it's rare that you have like, major discussion,
kind of fight,
like frictions and stuff, because I mean we're here for a purpose. It's less of that stuff, I guess.
I think even from what Jules said, that was what I wanted to mention. My expectation versus reality is that your interests will be similar, and that's because we were in uni together. Our interests were fun. And then fun, and then also fun.
Drinks and sex.
And drinks and boys.
we all had fun.
Exactly. But now I know that we have different interests. For example, maybe there might be an event that Jules sees and she's like, oof, I have to go for this one. But me, I'm like, yeah.
When we find out, there was a mob mentality. Who is performing? We're all going. There's not. You didn't even have space to be like, it's not my thing. Okay, I had fun, but I would never buy a ticket. And then it's peer pressure for buy now, buy today.
We're all buying.
And they're like, Alibad, guys. Alibad is shine today. You have to buy a ticket. Yeah. So I've come to realize that we can connect on very many different things, but our interests are just probably not the same.
And it's fine.
And it's okay.
Fine. Yeah.
How about as friends, let's say like attraction to the same people or the same type of person or the
have
the same person?
Announce yourself. Announce yourself.
Tell us the expectation
Just
versus
say
the reality.
disclaimer. Disclaimer. guys, let me just give a backstory. Joanne, Lydia, and I were discussing this before we started. And I assume that I think the assumption you have is that there's been that in this group. It has not happened. But what I'm saying.
Wait. The assumption is that what has happened in this
Okay.
group?
Okay. So we were, they were
Take us
asking.
back.
Yeah. So basically, they were asking. We're discussing the conversation, like what we're gonna talk about once the cameras go on. And they were like, "Do you have some examples?" I was like, "Yeah, of course. Examples, expectation versus reality. You expect that you'll never ever fight about a man because girls before guys or whatever, bros before hoes. But something can happen. You're attracted to the same person." Okay, listen, let me just explain. So there's the extreme of why did you hook up with him and you knew I liked him?
Yeah.
There's that extreme. But there's also the thing of how do you say, like agency over the person. I called them, they're here because of me. Yet we both have, it's the subtle one. The one for we're both attracted to the same guy or girl, whatever the fuck your taste is. But then maybe you've not discussed it with your friends, or maybe you have, but then now this person all of a sudden is inviting this person for all the plans. Like you're feeling like, I don't know. It can, and it can be. Let me tell you something. Even you and your sister can be attracted to the same guy. You see, but it's like, how the fuck do you maneuver that? I mean, how do you go through those waters without? Because at the end of the day, one person has to feel there's like a deficiency that one person will feel, and if this person decides to hook up with one person. And it ain't you.
Agree that if you're both attracted to the same person, none of us.
Can that happen?
It can.
Me and you, Murugi, we like the same person, and then we're like, okay, because we are friends, we both don't go for that person.
Out of all
The guys,
people in the
and
world,
then that person is in the group somehow. They're hanging out with that. The attraction is still there. Let's go for a shot. What if he says, let's go have a shot as we're in the club together?
Yeah.
Okay, he's attracted. Let's say if he's only attracted to Jules. He's not attracted to me. But me, I had told Jules that I was attracted to him first.
What am I supposed to do?
This is my friend. This is my friend.
Who said first?
Yeah,
The
who said
other.
first?
Yeah.
And I said first.
She said first, but
But
it's
the
Julia
guy
who
likes
brought
me.
the guy. Me, it's the one if you brought the guy, you leave Julia and the guy to go through what they're going through. Then if he says me, I'm attracted to Joanne, it's that agent. If nimeleta home to Apa, is mine.
But
But,
I
babe,
think we're referring to a place where you've brought this person, not necessarily as like the vibe, or not even that. Maybe it's a vibe, but she doesn't know. And then she spots him, and she's like, "Oh, Jules, who's your friend? Oh, I got this."
Yeah.
If she's brought him in that situation, because she's brought him, and I didn't know, I might be like, "Oh, I didn't know," right? However, if this is an open play guy, and I come to you and I'm just like, I'm attracted to him, I really expect you to retreat.
Okay.
And
Okay.
personally, for me,
and that we can all agree. I think that as friends, that's something. But you see, what I wanted to say is, for me, we're all human. You can be attracted to somebody and you don't want to because this is your friend's man. You get. But then, what I'm talking about, expectation versus reality, you really have to manage yourself. Because even that person you're attracted to, usually they know. Somebody knows. And let's say these two are married, things are not going well. And that attraction has been there for years and years. You've been there for all their birthdays, whatever. And that attraction has always been there, but you've been respecting the boundary.
okay, so let me share mine.
How does it end?
How do you manage that situation?
Okay, this is what I can. This is what I
And we
can
are not
say.
saying we are here to get solutions.
Yeah,
I'm
for
here.
sure.
I'm just telling
about
you,
it. Yeah.
things can
Let it
happen where okay, let me just say what I'm trying to say. Me, I've been in a situation where my person, a very good friend, was attracted to my man.
Your man, okay, and it was just like, oh, he's
How did you
cute.
know? How
Is
did
that
you
he's
know?
cute? It's like I want to be with him.
No, I know because of the way the voice used to change.
You ain't gotta worry about me. You ain't gotta worry about me.
Like, and then it's not what am I trying to
Did you guys have a discussion about it?
they ended up doing things after we broke up.
Oh man.
And I had friends. Yes.
We are. But
Julia has that.
Julia has
She's very forgiving, and she also makes connections with people.
But I also knew like she was also going through a lot when whatever. Like I also looked at that circumstance when they hooked up. But all I'm trying to say is like you can tell. Sometimes you can tell, and then maybe you can even see, guy, this chick is for real. She's in her feelings. Like oh yeah,
You
yeah.
can't have loved that man, Sana. You just be okay. Just they are now they're
I was
together.
not okay, babe. I was not okay. We didn't talk for. There was a lot that happened. I was not okay, and then it was not even. They were far away from me. It was a lot that was going on. I couldn't do anything. But it took years of like not talking, and then this is a girl. It's like your best friend for life. Like I loved that with all my heart. Yeah. So when I looked at that situation, and you know, and also she was also being brainwashed by her friends, like just do it, kwani see they broke up, whatever. She's going through a very, very bad breakup at the time. She needed somebody, you know, like so I was looking at all that. Yeah. And when we finally spoke, I don't think her heart was in the wrong. I mean, I don't think she was doing it to hurt me. She was doing it to feel a hole in herself.
Yeah. Personally, this is where I stand. I feel like there are plenty of men out here. I feel like they come a dime a dozen.
Literally.
But the friends who I choose, and I think in my heart, I'm a girl's girl. I just love women. I love being around them. My friends have always been close women. Even if I'm feeling like, oh my God, this guy is like amazing. The hottest man in the world. My friend always comes first. And if I need a minute or two or mute you or whatever else so that I can detach from even, you know, because guess what? Attraction works a lot with proximity as well. The more I see you, the more it's building. So for me, it's like I have to put whatever in place I have to protect the friendship I have with you. That's always to me going to be a priority. If it's the other way around and I can see something like that, I can also set boundaries with you, because maybe if I come to you and I tell you, are you vibing my man? You're not gonna be able to tell me, but I can set boundaries too. Even from seeing this vibe, I can tell that this might be a situation, but maybe you're vulnerable, you're going through all the things that you're going through, but I can set those boundaries for us because I don't want you to mess up either, you know? So I feel like my friend, man.
And let me just give you a discllaimer. That situation happened when we were much younger, and we didn't have. This was like obviously this was actually like 10 years ago from now. Okay. So it was a long time ago. We're 24, 25. But I also want to say I like what you're saying, but I hope in reality that's what happens, because qua ground things don't happen.
Some people,
you know, like at TA I've noticed there's an attraction between my best friend and my husband. Now we need to set about it. Some things don't happen as linear. Sometimes it's just chaos, because that proximity you can't help it because they're your friends.
Funny enough, I agree. You know, there is somebody who is attracted to my current man.
You see?
Yeah.
Oh, please say it's not me, because our followers are always saying that I'm attracted to your man.
Is it? Watch TMI. Follow TMI.
She looks at Mike. I'm like,
what?
I know.
Yeah.
I'm like, they literally see one video of us in the same space.
Yeah.
And
Joanne wants this man.
It's literally that.
Yeah.
It's not Joanne. It's not
Thank
Joanne.
you.
But you're right. There's sometimes where you can't remove that proximity. However, that person is not exactly my friend, but I've realized because of the way I can see the way you're vibing over here, I can't be your friend. And any instances when we are around each other, I know that you have to be at arm's length. So it's like sometimes you can't avoid the that proximity, but I can see how that would happen.
So do you find yourself now in such situations, like do you feel like you need to be
Protect him.
right there with him?
No.
Do
you
or
want to
how do
drink
you keep at
No. Yeah, honestly,
Just a secure touch.
I am. It's like if you are the one who's going to come.
Are you not? Oh, babe.
I'm anxious as fuck. I'm anxious, clingy, jealous.
But I used to. That was my default. It's something which I've evolved to. So I get it. For me, it's if you're the one who's going to come and collect. Come and collect already, because I mean, if he's to go, he's to go. I can't, because if you lose sleep now,
trying to fight for somebody.
No.
Fighting for somebody.
Must be nice.
It's money we can fight for.
Oh God! I can't wait to move to secure attachment.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like it's so comfortable and beautiful.
But also my moments
But also your
not
partner
too.
has a lot to play in how secure you feel in
Yeah.
that relationship. Because if you're in a relationship where you're always slightly doubting if this guy is down for you the way he says he's down for you.
yeah.
You know, those little
It's
nuances.
harder,
It
yeah.
just takes one little situation like that to make you into a crazy
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, say
Yeah.
on social media that Joanne is looking at your man a certain
Like,
way.
all of a
Right
sudden,
now suddenly every time.
Even if
Your
you're
friendship is not secure. Like, if your friend,
To be honest, I always tell Joe, maybe if I found you on top of each other, maybe that's when I'll be like, alas, you guys were correct. But anytime before that, I would just be like, it's a dream. It's a dream.
And then also, like, maybe your partner is just attractive, you know. It's not just Joanne. Like, maybe he's just this charismatic, attractive person, and everyone who is in the same room with him just acts that way.
Yeah, you're right.
Plus, Lydia
It's
and I,
like-
we have such different tastes in men.
Yeah.
Such different tastes in men.
Yeah, don't you? But they're both good looking.
I mean, they're both
I can tell
yeah.
that yours is good looking.
Yeah,
as
but you
well.
know me, I don't like
Yeah.
you don't like
He doesn't like light skin.
yeah, I want
No, but
black.
I can date a light skin. I've dated a couple.
Yeah.
Imagine they're still very used to.
But you're not with them now, you see?
I've seen the four of these guys in a club setting, and there are a bunch of really attractive people. I have to commend you. I have to commend. I'm like, these are nice looking people. This is a point you say. We've seen you too, and you guys also look good. So that it doesn't.
I want to build a new car.
You guys are cute.
Oh my days! I love it. Oh my days.
That day.
Let's bring it back into our topic of the day.
Another expectation that I would say you have sometimes in friendships, and this one is based on a friendship that I had, which has now ended, is that because you guys have great chemistry, like in just friendship, social settings, that you will work well together, like in terms of work, and in terms of making money, and in terms of projects. So exactly. So I had a friend. Girl, yeah. Triggered. Yeah. So I had a friend who we had been friends for a really long time, and like our chemistry was pretty okay, it was pretty good. And when I was actually going to start TMI podcast, I was supposed to start TMI podcast with her.
Another story.
We're
working
still
through that.
breathe, baby girl, breathe, yes. And so we were supposed to do it with her. So when I brought it up to her, it was like, oh yeah, this is amazing, let's do it, kind of thing. She's not a very social media person, but she's a good talker. So I thought that, okay, this would be something that we can do together. And we were working on the project. Then at some point, she just sent me a message and said, you know what, actually, I don't want to do this podcast with you because I don't want to be in the limelight, and your life is very, like, now my life is very in the limelight, and it'll bring too much attention to us and everything. And it was like, wow, I thought because we are friends, like on this side, obviously working, it will be easy for us to work together. But there were so many things that were different about her working style that I discovered during that process that's different from mine. Like I'm a very, like, we've woken up today, what 28 things can we check off our to-do list? And she's like that as well. But her, she was more of like, okay, I mean, let's take our time, let's give it until end of next week to get it done. And I was just like, but that's something you can do today. Why are we giving it until end of next week, kind of thing. So yeah, so that process really taught me. And then eventually now, of course, she said she couldn't do it, and then ended up doing it with Lydia, and here we are prospering like the boss bitches.
I'm the reason then that TMI is here.
Okay, fine.
As over 25, we've also gone through that, but we had no choice but to stick with each other. I don't know how the fuck we've survived, because if you watched our TED talk, it was business and friendship, the evolution of friendship. For me, the biggest challenge with my friends was when we started to make money together, when we started to work together. Because I'd never, for example, interacted with Ivy in a business setting, never interacted with Lorna in a business setting. So like now, the way we talk to each other, it's like, okay, are we talking to each other right now as friends or as partners? Because maybe somebody's talking to you like, no, we need to do this. So I'm like, for me that was my personal hugest adjustment. But if you listen to or read a lot of books around people who start businesses, entrepreneurship, a lot of businesses are started with friends or family, and that's always the issue. That transition, because we don't enter with clear contracts, clear descriptions, job descriptions. This is your role, this is your task, this is how I like to work. That communication is not usually transparent. So you learn when you're inside, and then things are taken personally. Maybe if my boss comes and tells me, listen, you're late, so maybe just sit this meeting out. Okay, shit, I fucked up, let me step up. But if your friend tells you that, Ivy, I'm like, who? Are you my boss? You think you're my boss? We all... We're on the same level. You're not the boss of me, motherfucker. Yeah, so that's usually tricky.
A lot of gray areas and bloodlines.
A lot of bloodlines. But if you're able to go through it, like to manage it and to figure it out, I think it's one of the best things to be in business with your friends, because you really look out for each other.
A lot of grace is required. I think.
Yes.
A lot of grace.
Emotional maturity. A lot of emotional maturity and understanding how business works. It's not that thing of, okay, this has nothing to do with last night what happened. This is now we're working on a client.
One thing I would say that I think that has helped us is that you're always feeling like you need to hold people accountable. You know, it's just like, you were supposed to do this, then you didn't do this, but you forget the times when you don't do yours. So then it's like, last week, so you're able to give grace because you're just like, when I'm tired or when I can't be bothered, nobody has posted on TMI.
Like it was you on stories today.
Yes.
But there's not a single story
on TMI. But in the same way, when maybe it's her turn, maybe she'll carry for me, sometimes I'll carry for her. It becomes more of, we don't have to be doing everything at the same time like this, but in the whole, in the bigger picture, it has to feel like 50-50. But not just today or just this week, because our lives are going up and down, So I just always want to feel like I have a partner, but that when I'm on and I'm ready to work, I can do so much, and then sometimes you can do so much. So
exactly.
What saves us is we delegate also.
Yeah.
Wherever we can, we try as much as possible to delegate. And what I'd also encourage people to think about is value systems are very different from a friend. And so if you have this friend who, let's say, I'm loose for anything, let's go. That's not the person you want, let's say, as a business partner. You need someone who studies, so you have to also assess people's value systems very, very critically before you go into business with them. And then we had this talk on Man Talk, and Shiku also said something around business and friendship, and she said it's not a must.
By the way,
It's not a must. Just because you gel and you click. Let's start a business. It's not a must. It's not a must. You just grow the friendship.
It's a step in friendship.
It's not. By the way,
It's not that we've been friends.
a word.
Now let's start a business.
Now let's start. It's not a must.
It's not a step. You don't
a
have
business
to.
together. Even in a relationship, husband and wife, it's not a step in our marriage.
Like it's a huge risk, like even to your friendship, because like Joanne, their friendship ended. That one, the lady you were supposed to start TMI with. But if you had just said you want to remain friends, maybe you'd still be friends right now. And if you never started the business, maybe.
And if you're actually friendship, starting a business will really act as a catalyst towards your downfall.
It's like having a baby when you're having marriage troubles. Actually, the baby will bring us together.
And if I feel like if you're not able to be brutally honest with the person who you're partners with, I don't think that's the person to do business with, because I need to be able to come and say, I'm struggling with this, or this is why I can't partake in this business or in this venture we're trying to get into, or right now. I mean, it has to be so honest. Also, it has to be honest, like, okay, I don't appreciate the way you spoke to me, or I don't appreciate.
Lydia, you can be honest, but you don't have to be brutal.
No,
Like, you can have an open, you can have a conversation with somebody about, okay, you're not pulling up, you're not pulling your weight.
Also, your
But
toes
those are usually the hardest, because you'll notice, hey, this person has not been pulling their weight for a long time, but you can't say, because maybe where they are right now, they're dealing with a million and one things. But it's about also delivery. It's important, and also knowing your audience, knowing the person you're talking to. Maybe you're the kind of person who really appreciates that very brutal honesty. You're like, at least I know, whatever. But then there's somebody who you cannot talk to like this because she doesn't like confrontation. And she doesn't like that, you'll shut her off.
There's a time you guys had a disagreement between the two of you about a work thing. I think I remember seeing your video about like where you had beef. Someone was over delivering for clients.
Overvalue.
I was just like, whoa, I can relate. Like, damn, that just I can see how that can be.
Delivering. Oh shit! And I still do that. Nowadays, I'm always counting. Like I have so much. I'm always like, I over delivered. Not only for 25 babe, but my personal stuff. Because I'm like, okay, I'm only going to give you like 5 stories. I do 15. I'm like, this is what I do.
They're both over deliverers.
Yeah.
So I get that.
Depends. Me, I will over deliver, but I will not give you.
I mean, like
1,000. Yeah, I won't. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just different like that, I guess.
Yeah.
It depends. If it's like stories, I'm just like stories are neither here nor there. By tomorrow, the story will even be gone. So I'll just do it. But I want to now do another reel. Actually, 2 reels. When we're supposed to do one, we have done 7 reels.
Huge investment.
Exactly.
That one I can do.
You can do.
Yeah,
Or you
I've done
don't.
that before.
You-
Like I've given extra statics, extra reels.
Okay, basically.
Only if I
For
know
me, that's
the
over-delivery.
Yeah.
Only if I know the client. I do it very strategically, and normally when I've done that, those clients have always come back.
Okay.
But now will they expect? You see, the problem is the expectations. Like, okay, last time you charged that 200K and you did 3 statics. So now, are we now putting 3 statics because that's what you gave that time?
It's the same thing with your stories. I charged you for 5. You charged me for 5 stories, gave me 30. So are you gonna give me 30 stories now for? It's the same thing, no?
Yeah.
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 Different conversation.
Yeah.
For a different day. Different conversation for a different
We
day.
have so many episodes.
Hey, we have
so many
guys.
episodes from this collab.
Hey.
Yeah,
Hey, my
friendship
goodness.
is
I love
another
it.
one.
I love
Whole
it.
one on its own.
I love it. Julia, you were saying something.
Yes, another expectation that we might have from friendships that we don't realize is that the friend you have today, the friend that you're bonded with and you love each other, you're my best friend, that it's going to go till the end of the road. I guess you can say the same for marriage, but till the end of the road. And the thing is, sometimes you outgrow a friendship, sometimes you evolve, you know, you things that you used to do together with this friend, they're not, maybe you've just elevated, you know, you're like, okay, I don't do that. I don't sit down and talk about other people anymore, like for 10 hours over 3 bottles of wine. I don't do this kind of shit anymore. Or, you know, nowadays I like to go on hikes on weekends and we just used to sit at home and watch movies.
Yeah.
And you know, or just go to the bar, you know. So like you might change. And you cannot, the value system of the friendship has changed completely. And I think what we need to talk more about is friendship breakups and how to navigate them, because I think we keep people around, but you'll never have your boyfriend around if you're kind of done. If you're done, you're done. But there are people who actually drain you, and they are negative. Yani, the contribution to your life is mostly feels like a negative contribution, but you've been friends for so long, so you'll always invite them. Yeah, you know, so I wish there was a better manual out there for, you know, we don't have to be everyday friends anymore. Now we can be, you're now at the outer circle.
And I feel like that tends to be okay when both of you just grow into that. But when one of you is still very much, you're my BFF, and you are feeling like, I mean, what do we talk about? What are we discussing? Like, what's happening here? That is like that's quite rough. One of my biggest motivators as a person, my personality is growth. So I started understanding that I'm gonna outgrow people. Like, I've been outgrowing friendships since I think I was in high school. We get to a place where I'm just like, what are we even doing here? And it just felt really natural. But the older you get, because your attachments are getting deeper and stronger, then of course the harder it is to just be like, I love this person so much, but there's nothing of value here. Those are two different things. I can love you deeply, but still see that there's nothing that we are doing here, you know? I think that
That's the thing.
hard
I
one.
can love you deeply, but we don't have to be the everyday friends. Because there's people I love out there, but we don't have the same lifestyle. We're not in the same place in life. We don't the same things do. Now when you start to know yourself, when you go through this journey of self-discovery, and you're like, you know what? Actually, I don't think I fuck with this anymore. You know what I mean? But that's the thing that got you guys together.
Yeah, and also I don't want to change you.
And I don't
just
change
know
you.
about it
Exactly.
anymore. So let me ask a question. This is something that was asked like a while ago when I had talked about that the best way is to be around people who are going to motivate you, you know, iron sharpens iron, all that stuff. And somebody told me that we might be getting into a place where we are looking for friends from a place of what can you do for me, right? So my personal rebuttal was that people always think about value from a place of, are you successful? What's happening with your career? But value can be, you're my comforter, you're my peace, you're the person who drives me closer to God, you know? The value system is different. So how do you guys, look at me interviewing. How do you guys, I guess, go around that so that you're not selecting things from a place of, can you be the one who brings me a bag? Can you help me get those connections?
I think our friendship started like that because I feel like you've said to me so many times that meeting me really helped to catapult your career because of all of the benefits that I was able to give you, benefits, so to speak. But for me, I always saw your benefit as even greater than what any tiny whatever, like contact or whatever, or help with any kind of rate card or whatever that you gave me, because for me I was like, you've taught me empathy, like you've made me I mean I'm struggling, but I'm trying.
Working on it.
I'm working on it, like things just like, you know, growth, things about like just the way that you think, you know, your deepness.
My depth.
They're the same.
I accept my depth. I think I've worked for my depth.
Exactly. So I think there's so many things about that that even like, in fact, even in our family group, I'm always telling her that sometimes I'll say something and everyone is like, that's Lydia. We just know that that's Lydia. It's so Lydia, But I'm like, I'm learning from her. You know, there's so many things that I feel like I've gotten in terms of value from you that it's not quantifiable in terms of a bag or in terms of whatever, but just like me as a person, you know, that I like how and who I am when I'm with you.
Oh, babe.
I know.
You know what that makes me think is that don't expect that like this is my group of friends, that your group of friends should be your source of everything.
Exactly.
Okay, comfort. Okay, business. Okay, travel. Okay, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Everything. I think you should have some like you know like,
balance.
like, these are the people I go to when I want to connect more with nature. You know, these are the, you know, I just started hiking. Well, I did one hike, but now I'm like, okay, I need friends who do that, but it doesn't mean now you know, me and Lorna have gone for hiking, and then guys are like, hey, how come where's Shiko? Where's Ivy? What's happening? Like, you know,
That must be so annoying for you.
It's only us two, so we can't.
where we go? Where are the rest? I'm like, I don't know.
I can be two others, but they'll ask about the one.
That's not there.
My sisters, so true.
I think we really drill this in when it comes to romantic relationships and marriages, where you're told have a life outside of that marriage, but we don't do the same when it comes to friendship. And I don't know why. Why are you burdening your friend with all of this? It should be the same, because it's a relationship like any other one. You have to put in a lot of effort to cultivate and grow that friendship, and that includes you leaving your friend alone for a day or three or whatever to do other things with other people. It should be the same philosophy.
And don't be jealous.
I just what you've said right now, in terms of even just supporting business. At the time I was arguing with someone online, and they were saying, there was a post that I saw somewhere that said, friends should support friends in their businesses. But then someone was like, you know what? That is just giving unnecessary pressure to your friends. What if they cannot do this? What if they cannot support you? They have other bills to work on, you know. So they were saying, leave friends to be friends, and like don't make it like they have to support you. No, they don't. They're your friend. They don't have to be your customer. And I hadn't thought of it that way. And I was like, you know what? True. Let them, like, even if I expect my friend to support me, if they don't, I shouldn't feel bad about it. I shouldn't feel bad.
I would feel bad. But what I think we should have is flexibility on what support means
And what it looks like.
Yes. Because I feel like support can be you can come and shop. You're the money person. You can Ivy. You can come and shop all my clothes or whatever it is that I'm selling. Whereas there's a friend who maybe is not in that position, but they're the ones who are gonna come and help me pack. There's a friend who's going to put up on social media. Post, whatever, word of mouth. You're the person who's going to help me do contacts. You're the person who does business, so maybe you can help me set up. I mean, support can be different, right? And if you feel like they haven't said congrats, they haven't texted you, they haven't asked you about anything. I mean, if you feel nothing, we need to have a conversation. But if support is a bit more flexible, it's like I'm not imposing my view on how you should show up for me, but I am able to recognize that you are still showing up. Yeah, I think that's
what Murugi said, even about not support now in business, in the general friendship, support must be communicated. You've started a business, I don't know. You started a business, you need support, I don't know. You're drowning, you need it, I don't know. So also, I think, make it, in something I was telling Shiki, I was like, why don't you tell me, like, when you're going for a talk? Like, I want to come and sit there and, like, wait, so I'm really trying to get her to, me, I'm like, Lorna, Julia, I'm emceeing and moderating, please come. I ask.
You didn't tell me the last time. I saw on Shiko's Instagram.
She asked us in the group who can make it for my nini. Yes, she asked all of us.
And who
can make it?
Where were you?
Joanne, don't come on my answer.
No, it's fine. And it's that's the thing.
I'm just asking about
You see, that's the thing.
pressure.
I didn't expect. It's fine. Like if you guys came very good. I mean, I've never come
Babe,
back
when
to
she
you guys and
called,
told you, fuck you.
I saw she called posting.
Yeah.
My first thought was, why didn't I tell
I
anybody?
said.
But then I thought to myself, maybe it's because it was your first one. You just wanted your BFF there. You don't want that pressure of all of us.
I was like, please, breakfast, come, whatever. It's fine.
But
Guys,
then you did come for my show.
did you invite
Sex Lives
us?
of African Women.
You didn't invite us. You posted on social media.
I have to personally invite you for an event that I'm in, and
I didn't know it was like that
Either way, I was in
big.
shock. There was something I was doing. I was not gonna bake it for that one.
I posted because I knew I couldn't make it.
Versus reality, guys. And don't say expectations after the fact. Now here we've created a new. We've told each other. If you want support, say.
Yeah.
Please come to my shop. Sit with me for 2 hours.
Let me ask you.
No, let's do that.
so. Okay, like now for me, you see that shows. I know it was quite expensive, and the tickets. I know, but you reposted. You posted on your IG and stuff. So I'm like, so would it be awkward if I come and say, guys, can you repost this?
No. Okay.
In fact, you should.
Yeah, do that all the time.
Yeah.
Shamelessly.
That's the clarity I need. Because also I don't want to be the friend for spamming.
Exactly. And that's what us we can do for you because we have a following.
Yeah.
Like it's very easy to for us to support in that way.
Also with the following, funny enough, the way I approach it is that also you're a brand, right? So I can't always ask for your presence in situation, especially where there's a brand involved, like just of your. I don't know how I can conceptualize. It's like you're showing up at the end of the day. It's still Murugi. It's like you're my friend.
Yeah,
but really when you
also
show up, it's
you're a
Murugi
brand,
Muni
yeah.
here. So I can't. I can't. I feel like my expectation, especially with like anything that's pertaining like a brand situation, not something personal. I tend to just leave it like whatever you can do, you can do.
Yeah.
Whatever you can,
Even
you
the
can.
first IG live we ever did together, you wanted to pay me. She was like, "Oh, but just tell me how much will you charge?" For I was like, "For a live, just do the live."
Exactly. But I feel like sometimes it could be a bit difficult if you're coming in a situation which is this is your business environment, and I'm always asking for things for free. I don't know. Maybe it's like my sensitivity.
I get it. I get what
Yeah.
you're saying even with that right now because it
Okay.
happens, and we might digress a little bit, but I think it's important to say this, especially for us now, because we have a following and we have an audience. You get into situations where you have friends or even family or whatever asking for you to post for them, and maybe even what they're selling has nothing to do with your brand. It's completely off. But then it's like, oh, how do you navigate that? That's a bit tricky.
Yeah, I'm pretty clear on no. Like I'm as in I'm
One thing
okay
about Lydia, if she, Lydia
but
is
only
so good at saying
because
boundaries.
I don't like being inauthentic. My yes to you will, number one, will put you in this idea that, oh, Lydia's got this many followers. As soon as she posts, you'll be waiting there. But because I know it's such a total disconnection with what I'm even about, I know it's like it might not even translate at all, And also, if I keep saying yes, this now becomes I am a free marketer. So it's like when you're able to manage expectations early on, people already know where the line is. Whereas if you just say yes, now if they keep coming to you, they have a new business, they expect that because you said yes and without any problems in the beginning. For as far as for Joe, I put it like if it's an event which I have and it involves another brand, I don't expect Joe to do anything about it whatsoever. Whatever she does is because she's my friend, not because she's Murugi Muni. You get? Yeah.
For me, I feel like if it's my sisters or my parents, it's an automatic yes. I don't even think about it twice. Like definitely it's yes. But in our sisters group, like sometimes my sister will like be having a sale or something and she'll post in the group and it's like she knows I'm going to post, but sometimes I'll tell her I can't post this today because I have 3 brands that I'm already mentioning on stories, so I'll post it tomorrow. But definitely I'll post. Even for Lydia, if you were ever, but you never asked me to post anything for you. But if you were to ask me, then I would. If it's anyone who is even like a friend who is like now not in this inner circle, in the periphery, I just always refer them to my assistant so that she can I'll just be like, oh, please chat my assistant on this, whatever. And there'll always be people who will be like, but see, I'm asking you. And I'm like,
and I'm asking you to ask my assistant.
it's just business.
I have the navigation of human relationships.
And then because sometimes people just see you as the ticket to their business success or something like that. Me, I'm just always like,
You've worked so hard. This is how you make a living. This is how you make a living. You worked so hard to get to those 100, 200, 300K. And then at that point they're like, please. I'm like, imagine the same way I've also worked. Find out, I can help you one time, but now also
Exactly. Go and
Or just pay for it.
Or
You
just
pay
pay
me.
for it. Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
You've got money capital to get your products. Now you need to create a budget for marketing.
Yeah, and actually that's it. I can just come here in the space. Maybe I'll discount you, but I will respect if you come and say I'll pay you, and I'll be like, you know what?
It's
we
fine.
know
That's
each other.
good.
Yeah. As opposed to we are going
Yes.
back and forth with you wanting. It's like this is
Saying,
your
so you just
business, this is my
post.
business. Yeah, but it can be hard. I
It can be really hard sometimes. Yeah.
Wow, guys, my goodness. I was telling the girls earlier on a break, or some dogs go back, I don't know, that I've thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. Initially, I thought it would be a lot of talking over each other, confusion. I'm like, it was so well organized.
Inside, I was like, this guy's as loud as us.
that's what Lorna said.
How we gonna do this?
Like it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Please follow Lydia KM on the socials. Follow Murugi Muni on the socials. Go to TMI podcast here on YouTube and subscribe. Find their podcast where?
Everywhere,
and listen in. They are very smart, very insightful people, and I love their conversations. Ladies, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. We had a very good time.
Stop shouting.
I'll keep shouting because honestly, I would love to have you guys back on set. Before the year ends, I've really actually enjoyed myself. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment. If you have any comments around the conversation that we had today, share this video with every single person you know. It helps us a lot. Remember again to subscribe because Shiko, it's free. Subscribe. It's really, really free and it helps us a lot. Till next time, guys.
Over 25, subscribe.